ਆਸਟ੍ਰੇਲੀਆ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਐਂਥਨੀ ਅੱਜ ਸਿਡਨੀ ਦੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਮਸ਼ਹੂਰ ਅਤੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਗਲੈਨਵੁੱਡ ਵਿਖੇ ਆਏ। ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਸਜਾਈ ਅਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਦੀ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਨਾਲ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਕੀਤੀ। ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਅਤੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਿਛੋਕੜ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ। ਆਸਟ੍ਰੇਲੀਆ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਥਾਵਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਜੋ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਔਕੜਾਂ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ ਉਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣੂ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ। ਮਿਸਟਰ ਐਂਥਨੀ ਨੇ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬੜੇ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਸੁਣੀਆਂ ਅਤੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਾਰਗੁਜ਼ਾਰੀ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਲਾਘਾ ਕੀਤੀ। ਜੋ ਸਿੱਖ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਕਰਦੇ ਆਏ ਹਨ ਜਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਆਸਟ੍ਰੇਲੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸ਼ਲਾਘਾ ਕੀਤੀ। ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ PM ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੰਬੋਧਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਅਤੇ ਬਾਅਦ 'ਚ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਣੀ ਨਵੀਂ ਕਿਚਨ ਦਾ ਉਦਘਾਟਨ ਵੀ ਕੀਤਾ। ਆਓ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਕੁਝ ਝਲਕੀਆਂ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ।
ਸਭ ਚੁੱਕਾ ਮਨ ਕੀ ਚਿੰਤੀ, ਸਭ ਚੁੱਕਾ ਮਨ ਕੀ ਚਿੰਤੀ, ਹਰ ਹਰ ਨਾਮ ਮੁਖਦ ਮੁਖ ਪਾਇਆ, ਜਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਖ ਬਸੰਤੀ।
On behalf of the Australian Sikh Association, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land. Honored to welcome you and other delegates to the Gurdwara Sahib Glenwood, which is the largest Gurdwara in the southern hemisphere. My name is Narendra Singh and I am serving as the CFO at this wonderful organization. Today we gather here to celebrate the Bandi Chhod Divas, a day that marks the historic return of our sixth master, Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. In 17th century, which is in 1619, Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji courageously secured the release of 52 political prisoners who were the Hindu kings unjustly detained by the Emperor Jahangir.
So Sikhi is a monotheistic religion founded by Guru Nanak Dev Ji in the 15th century. We have always championed values such as equality, justice, ethical living, and most importantly, liberty for all. Sikhs have historically upheld these principles in every era, defending human rights, serving communities worldwide, and even proudly contributing to the Australian Defence Force. The first Sikhs arrived in Australia back in 1830s, and we are a martial race, considered brave and loyal and well built by fighting by officials of the British Empire at the time, having fought side by side by the Anzacs in the Battle of Gallipoli. Today, the Sikh community has grown tremendously. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, we've grown from 7,750 in 1991 to over 210,000 in 2021. We've also been recognised by the media, and the Australian Sikh Association has always been praised for our community initiatives and support during bushfires, floods, and also the pandemic. We've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to the Westmead Children's Hospital, bushfire and flood appeals. And during COVID, we prepared and distributed over 60,000 meals to those who are vulnerable in the community. Over here at the Australian Sikh Association of Gurdwara Sahib Glenwood, we hold classes for the elderly on mental health. We also have classes on domestic violence, as well as education classes for our elderly on computer literacy as well as English. The Sikh philosophy of Sant Sipahi, or saint and soldier, embodies both spiritual dedication and readiness to uphold justice. The kirpan, which I'm wearing here, or sword, symbolises this commitment, and we honour our heritage through our various contributions. An astounding 83,000 Sikh soldiers sacrificed their lives in world wars, and the British awarded the Sikh regiment 14 Victoria Crosses. So we really appreciate the Australian Defence Force's inclusive policies that allows our Sikh members to serve without compromising their articles of faith, including the Kirpan.
Marked by our turban. As you can see in the room, everyone has got a turban, and our unshorn hair is a proud part of our identity. And however, since the tragic events of 2001, the mistaken identity has led to the harassment and physical abuse of the Sikhs, including our children. We respectfully look at you, Mr. PM, to support the awareness initiatives that highlight the Sikh identity and to address the discrimination. Currently, our own organization, ASA, is aware of ongoing cases of harassment that have yet to be addressed by the Department of Education in New South Wales and other states as well. Now, the November 1984 Sikh genocide, which represents a very dark chapter of organized violence against the Sikhs in India, over 3,000 Sikhs, they were killed in Delhi alone, with widespread atrocities including rapes and looting. Across India, more than 20,000 Sikhs, they lost their lives in targeted violence instigated by the political leaders who encouraged the mob with minimal handouts and anti-Sikh slogans. Globally, the Sikh community continues to advocate for acknowledgement of this tragedy as a genocide. In 2012, Australian MP Warren Entsch presented a petition with over 4,000 signatures requesting recognition of the 1984 killing as genocide. And I think it was just there. In California Assembly in 2015, they passed a resolution condemning the events as genocide, acknowledged the devastating impact on the Sikh communities. Even other legislative bodies, such as in Ontario in 2017, Connecticut in 2018, and most recently in Brampton and Canada's New Democratic Party in 2024, they have made very similar declarations. Even our own ASIO chief, Mr. Mike Burgess, has recently commented that he had no reasons to dispute Canada's allegation of Indian government involvement in Mr. Hardeep Nij's killing. Australia Sikh promoting democratic initiatives like the referendum. It has also faced warnings and threats, and some have reported intimidation tactics targeting family members in India as well. Media has faced similar intimidation. I think there was a recent ABC journalist, Avani Dias, which everyone is aware. She reported on foreign influence, summarized the sentiments, stating that many correspondents, they have left India to protect their families. We feel a similar sense of vulnerability within the Sikh diaspora, especially when government support has not always been forthcoming. Honorable Prime Minister, the Sikh community has grown exponentially in Australia and becoming an integral part of its social fabric and economy. I respectfully request your support in addressing these issues that are crucial to our safety, recognition and rights as valued Australian citizens. Ultimately, the Sikhs worldwide are contributing at mega scale. We hope that Sikhs can also be given a better opportunity to represent in political landscape. As you can see, like from the slide, like we have got prominent Sikh delegates. They have like Mr. Ajay Banga and then Mr. Sajan and our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Dr. Manmohan Singh. So they have held quite strong positions, and the world is aware of all those things.
You are going to get a small memento from us as part of the slide deck, which we hope to have some sort of a follow-up meeting, be here, be anywhere you wish. So with that, thank you.
The 37th Sikh Games. Yeah, it is happening at Boston.
Okay.
So next year, 2025, in April 2025.
You'll have to invite me.
Michelle. We do have other big charitable organizations like Herman Foundation, right? And who also in a similar concept, which we work with integration with various gurdwaras within the state and overseas, and we run that. That during COVID, there were personal vans, when I say personal gurdwara-owned vans, and there will be 500 meals door-to-door delivery. Now, this is not a bragging exercise, this is a fact exercise. Sometimes the information get lost in transition somewhere. So this is our opportunity. The delegates are here, so we let them know who we are, our services. But then we come to this point, I know I said that before, but when we come to this point, what we're looking for here is a fair recognition, right? So we're not saying make us delegates and whatnot. What we're saying here is let's do the fair role, lack of a better word. And then if there is a problem, our kids, our elderly should feel safe. And I'm not saying they're not safe, so let's not read between the lines. All we're saying here is they should feel safe. Either they're here or going back to India, there should be that's little bit of a safety net as well.
ਨਾਨਕ ਸਿੱਖ ਵਸੰਤੀ ਹਰਿ ਜੀਓ
On behalf of the Australian Sikh Association, the congregation here, and all the Sydney Sikhs in all of Sydney, it gives me great pleasure to welcome our distinguished guests, the Prime Minister of Australia, the Honourable Anthony Albanese, and our friend, Member of Parliament, long-term member of Greenway, Michelle Rowland and Warren Kirby. I extend to you all a very, very warm welcome on this momentous day of the release of our sixth Master, Guru Har Gobind. We celebrate this day as Bandi Chhod. Bandi is incarceration and Chhod is release. The Guru on this day was called Bandi Chhod because not only did he himself be released from the prison, but he insisted everybody in prison at that point in time, mainly the political prisoners who were all the Hill Rajas, 52 Rajas, they all walked out of the prison because of him. And when he returned to Amritsar, the whole city was lit up. And from that day in 1619 till today, this day holds a big event in our Sikh calendar. So once again, thank you for coming.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Friends, today we celebrate Bandi Chhod Diwas, a day that grows bigger and brighter each year. And it is an honour to be with you all here today at the Gurdwara Sahib. Coinciding with Diwali, Bandi Chhod Diwas is a beautiful time to be in the community. Particularly here in Glenwood, seeing the diyas and decorations as I came here really shows how this festival has become a day not to be missed on the local calendar. This Gurdwara and the Australian Sikh Association have been an integral part of our community in North West Sydney for over 25 years. You have enriched our local area. During the pandemic, you showed the strength of your values by ensuring that everyone, especially the vulnerable, were not left behind. Today's celebration is made even more meaningful because of the vital role that you play, uniting and uplifting others. And it is my deepest pleasure to welcome the Prime Minister, the Honourable Anthony Albanese, to join us today in honouring Bandi Chhod Diwas. I understand this is only the second time a Prime Minister has joined us here at the Gurdwara, and the first time since I brought the then Prime Minister Julia Gillard here in 2013. Please join me in welcoming the Prime Minister, the Honourable Anthony Albanese.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Can I thank Michelle Rowland, my very dear friend and minister in my government and such a strong local representative for Northwestern Sydney for working to make sure that I am the second Prime Minister to visit here, and it is my great honour. I also acknowledge Warren Kirby, the local state member representing the Minns Labor government here in New South Wales. It is such a pleasure to be here with you today in Greenwood at the Gurdwara Sahib to mark Bandi Chhod Diwas. I'm very pleased as well to be here as part of a celebration that is more than 4 centuries in the making. A celebration that sees millions of Sikhs uphold freedom and enlightenment and joyfully embrace the triumph of freedom over oppression. It is a celebration born in 1619, when the sixth Guru emerged from captivity in Gwalior Fort, along with 52 rescued Hindu kings. Yet in all those years, the themes and the truth that you celebrate haven't aged today, but have instead been made timeless by generation upon generation of Sikhs. And it is so wonderful today to see so many children with you, making sure that the culture and the beliefs are continued on to future generations. What a beautiful demonstration it is of the power of your faith and of the strength of your culture. This festival has become an important fixture on the Australian calendar. This is indeed the fourth event with the Sikh community I have done as Prime Minister just this year in Sydney and in Melbourne as well as Canberra. As a nation, we find our greatest strength in the diversity and breadth of our society. We find unity as Australians, and we take joy and are enriched by the differences that people from around the world have brought to Australia. Australian Sikhs have been adding so many pages to the story of modern Australia that the story can't be told without you. And it is a story that is growing. The Sikh community in Australia has tripled from just over 72,000 in the 2011 census and down to up to 210,000 in the 2021 census. And the census in 2026 will no doubt highlight the extent of the growth is much greater than that. Punjabi is among the top 5 spoken languages, and I heard from your board directors downstairs the important work that you are doing to support education. I do want to acknowledge our hosts, the Australian Sikh Association, and say thank you for all you do. The association is the largest registered body representing Sikhs in Australia, and fittingly, the Gurdwara Sahib, which the ASA manages, serves as a great centre of religious, cultural and community activities. Importantly, it brings together the Sikh community from across Greater Western Sydney, and I'm advised is the largest in the entire Southern Hemisphere. You stand tall during the good times. The work that you do in promoting language, scripture sessions at local schools, a free kitchen and youth and senior citizens programs. During the most difficult of times, whether it was the bushfires of 2019-2020 or during the pandemic that had such a devastating impact on people, you showed the practical signs of your faith in looking after humanity by providing free food, by reaching out to those people who were vulnerable in this time of need, and you will never be forgotten for it. What you show through your actions every day is the strength of your devotion and the generosity of your hearts. That is a profound way to contribute to this great nation that we call home and that I am proud to lead. It's one more reminder of what a wonderful celebration today is. And thank you for allowing me to share this wonderful day with you.
Thank you.
Now we can go the stage.
Pretty scissors. Where's Michelle?
Bole Sonia! For all types of criminal law, family law, immigration law, conveyancing, and employment matters, please contact Tarandeep Singh on 0470 412 600.